Munetaka Murakami of the Chicago White Sox has hit his ninth home run of the season, a home run in 4 consecutive games. This is a testament to pure skill that cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence or luck. Before the start of the season, expectations were low among many experts and fans. We have witnessed through past examples how sluggers who dominated Nippon Professional Baseball (NPB) crumbled before Major League fastballs. There were no small number of concerns that Murakami would also be reduced to an average hitter against the combination of 4-seam fastballs, easily exceeding the high 150 kilometers per hour mid-90s. Or as a prone deploying balls, his ability to handle the high fastball, in particular, was the most crucial test for his survival in the major leagues. However, Murakami's hitting in today's game was more than enough to shatter all these doubts. A high fastball reaching 158 kilometers per hour, 98 miles per hour. Murakami scooped up this trajectory, which appears to rise to the batter's eye with an incredibly concise and perfect swing. This does not merely mean he has raw power. It is the result of phenomenal dynamic visual acuity that captures the split-second rotation of the ball's seams, an unwavering lower body, and bat control, perfectly adapted to the pitching trajectories of major league pitchers. The ability to read the trajectory of the ball as it leaves the pitcher's hand, mentioned by great sluggers like Barry Bonds and David Ortiz, is being realized in Murakami's swing. This reversal is reminiscent of when Ichiro Suzuki first stepped into the major leagues. At the time, pessimism prevailed that Ichiro's batting stance would not work against the major league pitchers. Yet Ichiro rewrote MLB history by pouring out hits right after opening day. The past Murakami is currently showing parallels. Ichiro's, but it is even more marvelous in that he is breaking the paradigm with a completely different weapon, slugging power. There was a harsh preseason assessment that no matter how many home runs he hit in Japan, he would struggle to surpass 30 in the major leagues. Behind Murakami's explosive performance lies blood, sweat, effort, and thorough preparation in unseen places. His sheer determination, having constantly watched the major league games at home since his days in Japan to study pitchers' habits, pitch types, and pitch sequencing, is now slowly bearing fruit. This is how he can maintain his own style of hitting, despite the unfamiliar environment, unfamiliar pitchers, and the unique pressure of the major leagues. It is the inevitable result of meticulous data, analysis, and continuous image training. What is most encouraging is Murakami's attitude at the plate. He is not afraid of striking out swinging. The Chicago White Sox coaching staff also gives him their full support, focusing on his overwhelming on-base ability and slugging power, rather than being tied down by batting averages or strikeout rates. Murakami's true weapon lies not only in his home runs, but in his plate discipline, never missing an opposing pitcher's mistake. He quietly holds back his bat on breaking balls outside the strike zone and draws walks, even when opposing pitchers are wary of him and persistently avoid giving him anything to hit. He remains unfazed and contributes to the team by getting on base. This smart hitter, who is not afraid of batting average drops and strikeouts, but focuses solely on the core values of modern baseball. Getting on base and hitting for power will put increasing pressure on opposing batteries as time goes on. There are even enthusiastic analyses from the local media suggesting that, mathematically speaking, a season with over 60 home runs is possible at his current pace. Of course, the 162-game Major League schedule is just passing its first month. Endless road trips, adjusting to time zones, and physical limitations will undoubtedly put him to the test. Above all, power analysts from every major league club will examine Murakami's hitting data under a microscope, desperate to find even the slightest weakness. The time will surely come when he is tormented by defensive shifts and relentless pitch location, targeting that he has never experienced before. Baseball is a game of constant modification and adaptation. When a pitcher exploits a batter's weakness, the batter must close that gap and find a new breakthrough. Murakami, too, will inevitably experience a slump. However, we have clearly witnessed how quickly and perfectly he overcame the unfamiliarity and slump he briefly experienced right after opening day. Once zeroed in, his batting mechanism has become solid enough that it won't easily collapse. On the contrary, he possesses the intelligence and plate discipline to use opposing pitchers' thorough checks and analysis against them. Considering the current situation of the Chicago White Sox, Murakami's performance is a beacon of hope, regardless of the team's wins and losses. Even if the team falls out of the postseason race, Murakami will be the most definitive reason to draw White Sox fans to the stadium, although there are already premature speculations about the possibility of a trade to another team after midseason. All we need to focus on right now is his jersey number at the plate and the crisp cracking sound of the ball hitting the sweet spot of his bat. Who could have imagined just a few months ago that he would be competing for the home run title with Aaron Judge? Munetaka Murakami is completely shattering the unspoken prejudice that an Asian batter cannot become a home run king in the major leagues. Seeing him silence all concerns and outside judgments with his skills and results provides the purest and most thrilling catharsis that the sports can offer. The season will by no means be entirely smooth sailing. Endless checks from pitchers, the risk of injury, and battles with himself lie ahead. However, he is not just one of the countless stars that crash against the massive wall of the major leagues and fade away. Rather, he is tearing down that wall and establishing himself as the brightest star in his own right.